Welcome to my channel, Carnivore Healing 60 Plus. This is Karen Casey. If you have not liked or subscribed to my channel, I ask you to do that right now. That's how this information gets out and more people can get healing. Last night, I was listening on Facebook. Somebody had put a post about how they had lost a great deal of weight and their arms were sagging, their skin was sagging, and it was crepey, and they were really frustrated. And there was probably another 100 or more posts of other women, and I don't know whether there was men. I've noticed that it was a lot of women that were stating the same thing, and they were like in their 50s and 60s, and some of them were even in their 70s, which was really wonderful to see. So many people that have actually embraced this way of eating, but they were all talking about the same thing. Their skin was crepey and it was not coming back, and they were really upset about that. A lot of them were very upset about that and felt that that was the way they have to live. And as you are looking at the picture there, that is me. And that is what's happened to me since I've lost almost 20 pounds. But I have to admit, at the time I went on this diet, I was not looking at my body. I did not like the way my skin looked. I didn't like the way my body looked. I was not looking at myself in the mirror. I wasn't examining myself like I am now that I've lost the weight. So I really cannot compare what I looked like then, because I didn't like what I looked like then to what I look like today. I would not even get naked in front of my husband. I was really uncomfortable with the skin that I was in prior to this way of living. Also, I found that my skin was gray and it was looking old, and it was just looked stretched out anyways, and it just didn't look healthy. My skin looked like a 60-year-old skin that I look at other 60-year-olds and they got that ashy looking skin. But today, I must say, even though I've got sagging skin, my skin is pink. It's beautiful pink. It's coming back to life. So there is a big difference. So I am examining my body more, so which makes it a little more stressful. And I know you guys are examining your body more, but think back. Were you really happy with what you looked like before? And is this only about vanity? So join me on my walk as I discuss this subject. Doing my walk even earlier because I'm up at about 4:30. And I got this incredible energy. My times are kind of messed up because my husband leaves for work, and he is up at 4. So I get up at 4:30 to help him once he's awake, and I used to go back to sleep for a couple of hours, and I'll have to do that now. Now I'm up, and my day starts, and and I'm just researching, or I'm doing things, or I'm exercising. Before I was just nothing in my life. Everything that I did took so much effort to do the next task that it was always dreadful. I was always feeling very, very dreadful. Everything was exhausting. Just to do the most simplest basic things were just exhausting. And I don't have that now. And when I went on this diet, it wasn't to lose weight. As a matter of fact, I really didn't think I needed to lose any, because I had been sitting at this kind of weight, 130-ish, 125, like in that for years and years. Like, I thought I was at the ideal weight for the person of my age, for a woman of my age. But that wasn't the weight that I had when I was in my 20s. That was just the weight that I had after I had my fourth child at 34. And then that was where I settled. And I was kind of happy about that, because prior to that, I was chestless, even though I had 3 kids and nursed them all. I was a very small person, and I was very muscle bound. And at that time, I was running and doing all of this. This has been my life. I've always exercised, but I've never been totally happy with what I looked like. I mean, that's the way we are, right? And so at that time, I have to remember that when I had my third child, at 9 months pregnant, I was 119 pounds. So I have to remember that that's what my top weight was for my pregnancy of my third child. So I'm down now to 111, and I'm every few days I'm down a pound or so. So I don't know where I'm gonna sit, because in my early years, I saw at my early years, I probably sat about 105 to 110 on consistently, and that would have been my window of gaining, and it just seems like, because most people aren't that size, right? So it seems like I shouldn't be that size either. I should be a lot bigger. I'm 5'3", but I think that actually fits my frame. Is to go down to this, and I'm like, but the skin, because when you're going down to that weight, the skin does not heal. You're getting rid of fat, you're not getting rid of skin right now, and so everything starts to sag, and you look at that crepey. But I have to, since I started this, as soon as I started feeling better, it was probably about 3 weeks into it, because prior to that, I could not walk. I could not go on a walk. I couldn't walk across my house without being extremely exhausted and panting and aching. And it was just to stand and do dishes. It took me an hour, because I'd have to sit down so much because it hurt so bad and I was so exhausted. And I could not, I would, to bring up when my husband wasn't around, and if I had to do laundry, I would take the laundry basket and put it on the stairs, walk up the stairs, put it back, move it up a couple more stairs, walk on the stairs. That was the way I was living for like the past year, at least. And that is after I recovered from being in a wheelchair because of my arthritis, and being on crutches for months because of my arthritis. And that was me recuperating. That was me healing. That was at the point of healing where I still could not. I was healed from the point of being in a wheelchair. And I was feeling like the wheelchair was coming back at the point that I found this diet and decided to go on it. And so this has nothing to do with what my body looks like. It never had to begin with. It's just that as I was feeling better, and as my energy started, and I started feeling like I can walk again, and I can run again, and I can lift weights, and I can do my dishes and pick up my laundry, and I can do a lot in 3 months. And my life has turned around, and I feel younger in the mind, and I definitely feel younger in the body. And am I going to worry about a little bit of sagging skin? Oh, hell no, guys. Hell no. I've gotten my life back, and this is what I've listened to Dr. Barry talking about the skin. Now, once you get past a certain point, intermittent fasting is one thing that will help trim up your skin. And I will say, since I have been working out and running, and I'm not doing a lot of running, please, but I have been to lifting weights, and a lot of that is gone. Probably half of the sag is gone. So I'm working towards healing, so I can see my skin now. Now I look at my skin, like just the pores of my skin. It looks different. You know, it doesn't look at that crepey, or not crepey, but that grayish that I was seeing before. The old look on my skin is gone. It's gone. And yes, I have more skin than I want, but the look of the skin looks different. It looks much more pink and much more alive, and just more. So when I'm looking at that and I'm thinking about the saggy skin, maybe at this point, as I continue with this and continue them, my goodness, guys, I don't know if I felt this good at 40. I don't know if I felt this good at 20. I really feel my age has been reversed. I really feel that I am 20 years younger at least from my chronological age. 63 I am. And I'm shocked at myself. I'm shocked at, and my mind is different too. My mind thinks younger and thinks like I want to do things. I want to get out there. I want to go dancing. I have all of those desires that I had when I was in my 30s and 40s. I want to have a life. And I wasn't feeling like that. I was feeling like, when am I going to die? How much time do I have left? Is it even worth it? Like, these were my thoughts. Like, I had a really negative thought about what the next few years, and I know the world is kind of crazy, but even with the world being crazy and all the insanity that's going on, I have hope that I never had. Because at least I know I can walk, and I can run, and I can lift, and my mind is sharp. So if you guys are concerned, you're thinking, oh, I've gotten too skinny, this isn't, I'm going to stop this. I've had a couple of friends who've told me that they've, physical friends, that have told me that, got some beauty puppies, told me that they gave it up because they lost too much weight. I hope that they give it a shot again, because you don't really know what your weight was supposed to be throughout your life, because you ate wrong and you were eating poison and you had inflammation throughout your body, so you don't know where it's supposed to rest. And you don't know after it rests what the rest of it is going to look like. So don't give up on this for vanity's sake. Don't. Continue with what you're doing. You know, there's Dr. Barry is great. I'm still going to recommend that you go to his channel. You can ask any question in the search of his channel, or just say Dr. Barry, look up saggy skin, and or anything like that, and put Dr. Barry in it, and you will be able to find the research that's been done on this, all the things that you can do to help it. Collagen. I know that he doesn't recommend collagen, but collagen really got me thinking about doing this diet, because I had went on collagen and it helped me with my arthritis. So I still believe collagen in the powder form is useful. Maybe not as good as having bone broth collagen and that, but definitely useful. Got a bus, a school bus coming by. And so what am I taking? I am taking magnesium, potassium, and iodine, because I only have half a thyroid, but I think, and I found out about, again, as I've talked about it before, the fibrocystic breasts went away, and I forgot to start taking it again. My iodine, I hadn't taken it for about a month, and the fibrocysts in my breasts have come back. So I'm back on iodine and they're shrinking. It's crazy when you start to realize how to balance your body, how quickly it actually balances. You know, my husband, like I said, he's went back to normal eating, normal Canadian eating, and so I'm kind of cooking for him. It has been a little bit tempting, so I know what you people feel like, you know, if you've got young children. But I think I'm really talking to mostly an older audience of people. That part of your life is kind of done, and you are able to actually cook more for yourself. But I find when I'm cooking for him, I get a little bit more cravings, but then I always have to remember where I came from. Am I willing to even go back one day in the progress that I've made? And I can't. I cannot ever allow myself, and I hope I never do, because I think it's a do or die, because I remember fully, and these videos are a reminder to me of how far I came in such a short time, and how this has truly been a godsend and a miracle, and has given me back my life and made me realize, because I research anthropology. I've known about all of these different tribes and stuff that live to 120, 140, that are all meat-based societies. I've known about that, but yet it did not make logical sense. And I had my niece said on a post the other day, she goes, did you know, because she's in her 40s, and she's like, did you know I'm not even middle-aged anymore? I am past that now, because most people only live 60 or 70 years. So that, and she went on with this, right? So I went and told her at that point, please understand, that is eating an American diet that makes the inflammation get so bad that we die of heart attacks or cancers or whatever it is, because everything starts to fail because we're eating things we should not be eating for a human. That's why our age, that's why most people at 63 years old are dying today. And I put in there, so that makes me at 63, if I go from this point, and I know in 3 months I've already turned my life around, reset the clock. So I'm just looking younger instead of growing older. So does that mean I could possibly, without a car accident or some other natural disaster, live to 120? Am I just middle-aged? Are you middle-aged, prematurely aged because of your diet? Live and love in life.